Good evening and welcome to another edition of Crime Time with DutyRon. Guys and girls, I'm a retired New York City police detective with 20 plus years of law enforcement. If you like all things true crime related from that police perspective, please consider hitting that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you'll get all things DutyRon when I go live or upload another video. Hey, tonight we're going to talk about quickly. This is a late night, Friday night live stream. I don't usually do them this late, but there was some developments in the Dylan Rounds case. We're going to talk about some court appearances by the suspect, James Brenner. He made a court appearance today, federal court. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And before we get into that, I want to say a special thank you to the Patreon supporters, the channel members, and all the folks who positively engage and subscribe to this community. Heck, subscribing is free. So hit the red subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll get these notifications. And you know, YouTube is kind of weird with the notifications. Sometimes you get them and sometimes you don't. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. But I want to say thank you to the replay viewers and all of the folks who come in here, like Ramona and Deborah and Cammie and Dawn and Cinnamon Hot. All you guys are freaking awesome. We love you, respect you right back. So thank you to have courage and be kind. What better than a Friday night to be with you all? Hey, that's awesome. I love it. So Candace Cooley and the entire family, or most of the family, was down in the courts today. And I'm going to show you a quick little piece of some of the coverage that was coming in from our good friend Jeremy Harris. James Brenner, who is now the suspect in the missing persons case of Dylan Rounds. It's still considered a missing persons case, but obviously has a criminal element to it. He hasn't been charged with anything, but he's being held on federal charges, federal weapons charges, and that gives the prosecution, the investigators from the feds, to put their ducks in order. And this is the best way I can talk to you about this. It's layman's terms. I don't want to get into like all kinds of legal mumbo jumbo, but basically it gives them a controlled atmosphere. The suspect is in custody, and our second person of interest / suspect, Chase Venstra, is in custody as well in Utah. So he is now the new piece of the puzzle, which we kind of had a feeling. And listen, when we spoke to Candace early on in June, Ed and I, she talked about Kurt Wadsworth, Don, and Jim. We know that, Don has helped the investigation, has helped the Federal Bureau of Investigation in letting them be able to get information that led to the federal warrant of arrest for those weapons. So that's a good thing. We can't complain about that. Don, even though he's probably not the greatest guy in the world, he's helping out the prosecution and the investigators. And you need people to come forward. You know something, come forward and talk. So I'm going to show you a little piece from our good friend Jeremy Harris. He's from the CBS 2 affiliate in Utah. He's a great guy. I mean, he was there in court today, and he shared a couple of pictures of Candace outside of court. So I'm going to share some of the stuff with you from today. This was from early this afternoon. So here's a picture of her addressing KSL, ABC4, and a couple of other various outlets. And this is the United States courthouse. This is the federal court building. So that's a picture of Candace outside there. And here's a little small few seconds of her outside the courthouse being hugged by some family members. And this is her, I guess, approaching to the news cameras to talk and give a statement. We're going to see a little bit of what she spoke about today. So great to see everyone piling in here. Guys, if you haven't yet shared this video, share it out onto your favorite social media platform. Put it out onto Twitter, put it onto Instagram, put it onto Facebook. And let's get the word out there that this case is moving along, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing when the case is moving along. I'm going to read a couple of things that he posted. Jeremy Harris posts 6 hours ago. Dylan Round's mother is talking with the media after James Brenner, the suspect in her son's disappearance, just appeared inside court for the first time. He has answers. She says he has answers for them. Candace Cooley says she believes Brenner snapped and hurt Dylan, but she says she doesn't believe he could have pulled it off without any help. So these are tweets from our good friend Jeremy Harris from Harris TV. He works for KUTV2. It's a CBS affiliate. A judge ordered, this is 6 hours ago, a judge ordered Brenner, that's James Brenner, to be held in jail pending a trial on the charges of being a felon in possession of a firearm. And that all came, as you guys know, that all came about because Don cooperated and came forward and went to the authorities and said, hey, after you guys came here and did that search warrant, he asked me to hold on to his stuff. So that was 6/16. Spoke to Brenner, warrant on trail of squatter. So this confidential informant, he was an intricate part of this. So kudos to Don for coming forward and talking. So a judge ordered Brenner to be held in jail pending a trial on charges of being a felon in possession of a firearm. He has not been charged in connection to Dylan Round's disappearance, but is named as a suspect. And we talked about that last night, what that means. Shannon Bennett, thank you so much for the super sticker, $49.50. Greatly appreciated that. Thank you so much for sending in that super love. I like to call it super love instead of super chat. So thank you for the super love. Much appreciated. I know that everyone has a lot of questions. Jolene is here, my good friend. She says, glad I made alive. Been in California, Southern Cal, enjoying the beautiful weather. Thanks for rubbing it in our faces. That's nice of you. We love you anyways, no matter what. So let me cue up this piece. This is some of the coverage from today, guys.
Good evening. We begin tonight with new information and the ongoing search for a box elder.
Hold on, ma'am. Hold on. Stand by, ma'am. All right, so Jolene made it. Southern California. She's mushing it in our face. Thank you, Jolene. All right, here we go.
Good evening. We begin tonight with new information and the ongoing search for a Box Elder County teenager. We've learned about a second person of interest in the case.
Yeah, this comes just 24 hours after we first reported a suspect had been named in Dylan Round's disappearance. News specialist Matt Rascone joins us live right now with more from investigators and from Dylan's family. Matt?
Yeah, Mike and Deanie, from the start, Dylan Round's family has said that he did not just walk away from his farm. Last month, the sheriff's office announced it was a criminal investigation. Today, that investigation led them to a family friend who's now a suspect.
The focus of the family has been just finding Dylan.
Nearly 6 weeks into the search,
We beat that desert to death.
still no sign of Dylan Rounds.
It's been 40 days of hell.
But for the first time, investigators have named a suspect, 58-year-old James Brenner, who also happens to be Dylan's closest neighbor in the remote desert area of Lucin near the Nevada border.
Every little piece of information we get, you hold it so tight and you hope so badly it's going to lead to something.
Dylan's mom, Candace Cooley, says the family is acquainted with Brenner. At one point, he lived in a trailer on their property, helping Dylan bale hay.
Didn't know the man real well, but never had any reason for alarm.
I want you guys to take a look at that. This blows my mind when I look at this. It's like things that make you go, I mean, take a look at that landscape, and I'm not saying that in a suspect way. It doesn't make me say, oh, something's fishy here. What it's telling me and confirming to me is that these people figured that we could get away with this. We're in the middle of nowhere. We could just do this and get away with it. JLL, super love from Florida. Thank you, DutyRon. Much love right back to you, beautiful, sunny Florida. It's a lot nicer place than Lucin, Utah, that's for sure. I speak to Candace on a regular basis. Today, she was in with the FBI and waiting for this hearing, and I was texting back and forth with her. That's how invested I am in this case. We've been speaking on a regular basis. I actually had a phone conversation with her before we went live, and this woman, Dylan's mom, and his dad, and her husband, they're not letting up. And these are fighters. These people are prize fighters, and they're fighting for their son. So it's all good. Let's just take a look at this. I stopped it because I wanted you guys to see it again.
Helping Dylan bale hay.
Didn't know the man real well, but never had any reason for alarm.
The sheriff's office says interviews, evidence, and forensic data led them to Brenner, who is currently being held in jail on unrelated federal gun charges.
Whether or not they're the ones we want to hear, we want the answers.
Just days before Dylan was last heard.
I got to pause the sound and go back to that footage. And man, oh man, I kind of agree. In the beginning, I had questions about the farming. Like, how do you do it out here? But after speaking to the family and getting a better idea of what goes on, I understand it. And I don't question it, because I'm questioning more so who is responsible for the disappearance of Dylan Rounds, more so than questioning about this. Because if this was some kind of front and you really couldn't farm there, it would be exposed by authorities, by the police, by the FBI. There would be more questions. Jennifer Nobles, all the way from California. Great to see you. Alicia B, DP Info Miss, always present. I greatly appreciate you. Black Rose 11, thank you for joining. Doodlebug Lori, love that name. Boxing MMA. Gary, all the way from Ireland. Good to see you, mate. How are you? So I'm gonna let this run without the audio. So let's take a peek again. It's just mind blowing. It's insanity. Jolene, late but present for duty. PFD, thank you for joining. Revenge, good to see you from the UK. Thank you for joining. I'll put the volume
back. Is currently being held in jail on unrelated.
Well, but never had any reason for alarm.
The sheriff's office says interviews, evidence, and forensic data led them to Brenner, who is currently being held in jail on unrelated federal gun charges.
Whether or not they're the ones we want to hear, we want the answers.
Just days before Dylan was last heard from on May 28th, he had what family describes as a strange encounter with a man. The sheriff's office says that man is a person of interest in the case, and like Brenner, he's also facing unrelated federal gun charges.
We are doing everything we can to bring our son home.
For now, the family is asking the public to stop searching for Dylan on the ground and let federal and local authorities investigate.
It's just a puzzle, and we're just slowly adding little tiny pieces, and hopefully we finish it and we find out what happened to our son.
I want to just add something in there too. And Revenge, I apologize. I don't know why I keep getting that mixed up, that you were in Australia, not in the UK. Sorry about that, Revenge. I want to just straighten something out here, because people get hung up on these small little details. The family is not controlling the narrative of what law enforcement is trying to do. So that news reporter said the family is asking people not to come out and search. But the reason the family put that statement out is because it's coming from law enforcement. They don't control. And I'm telling you this because I'm a law enforcement professional. I'm a retired detective. And in none of these cases would a family member dictate to us the way we will investigate. It's actually the other way around. We kind of ask them to get words out if something's going crazy or going amok. We ask them to, hey, can you control the masses? So basically that statement was, in conjunction with the FBI and local police, because they are onto something. This case is developing. Ramona, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I'm glad they found those who are involved. Prayers for the family and friends. There's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of pieces of the puzzle to be put together, and they're getting closer. Just picture a very large puzzle with small little pieces, and they're putting the pieces together, and there are not a lot of people. There's only 50 residents in Lucin. Remember, there's only 50 residents. So what it does for the FBI and the local department, it makes it easier to actually eliminate people. They are eliminating people, and they're tightening the noose. The noose is getting tighter. And as this thing is getting tighter and all of these pieces of puzzle are getting put together, we're seeing suspects named. We're seeing an additional suspect, Chase Venstra. The chances are that Dylan Rounds wasn't killed by one person. There could be, as I said last night, co-conspirators. There could be other people involved. And now we're seeing a day later, no charges against James Brenner and Chase Venstra, but they're getting their pieces of the puzzle together so they can have a successful indictment. They can have a successful jury, trial, and get a jury to give that guilty verdict. And that's what it's about. Law enforcement and prosecutors don't rush. They're not in the business to rush into things, especially when you have custody. You have the main players in custody, that they have the advantage. And a lot of times us law enforcement investigators don't have an advantage. We're working at a disadvantage. Usually suspects, when you see and hear us tell you guys, well, this is a suspect in a shooting, this is a suspect in a homicide, this is a suspect in a rape, this is a suspect in a home invasion, they're usually on the run, right? But in this case, they're not on the run, they're in jail. So that gives the upper hand to the good guys. And the bad guys are at a disadvantage because they're locked down. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing. Mom of 457, Rose, sends in a $5 super chat. And she says, thank you, DutyRon and Ed Wallace. Ed is sleeping right now for covering this case with class. Praying for Dylan's family. We cover all of the cases with class, Rose, and I thank you for that. We're not about, going after and trying to dog victims and their families. We're about trying to lift them up and give them a helping hand. So definitely Don Hagerman says, glad to see some progress happening. Prayers to the family. Thank you for that. Let me let the rest of this play for you guys so you can see the ending of this. Every time I see this kid's face, I think of my son. Every time I see Dylan, I think of my youngest, Frankie, because my youngest, Frankie, his face reminds me of this. When he was 19, my son had that same look, of purity and, good. This kid's a hardworking kid. And every time I see this picture, it just breaks my heart, I'm sure a lot of us can relate to that, He's a good-looking young man, but had his whole life ahead of him, and some scumbag shithead, stepped in and had other plans for this kid. Terrible.
Dylan on the ground and let federal and local authorities investigate.
It's just
For now, the family is asking the public to stop searching for Dylan on the ground and let federal and local authorities investigate.
It's just a puzzle, and we're just slowly adding little tiny pieces, and hopefully we finish it and we find out what happened to our son.
That is the hope, of course. The sheriff's office is still building their case. No charges for the suspect in this case, but he is expected in court here on unrelated charges. And the sheriff's office tells me they are still no closer to actually knowing where Dylan is right now. Mike and Didi.
It's got.
So that's the whole thing, is that, you know, they're not going to reveal their cards. They could be, you know, this is a news reporter reporting this, but they could be close. Maybe they're not close. They're not releasing their deck of cards. You know, the investigators and prosecution, the federal prosecutors, they're not showing their hands, right? They're not showing their hands, and they're not showing it for good reason, because they're putting those pieces of the puzzle together so they can have a successful prosecution of every and anyone who is involved. And even if someone helped plan or helped hide evidence, they'll be brought to justice and charged. Robo Kathy, good to see you. Thank you. Revenge is from Australia. Put another prawn on the Barbie. We know this to be true. Who would like to see another piece of media? But before we do another piece of media, who would like to have an opportunity to have a free membership on Crime Time with DutyRon? I really like doing this. I gave 30 or 50 memberships away last night. Who is interested? If you want, or you would be interested, you have to subscribe. If you're not a subscriber, then you don't qualify for this. But all you have to do is subscribe. It's free. So for those of you who are here and not subscribed, I'm going to wait a minute and give you a chance to hit that red subscribe button. If you want a chance to become a channel member for 30 days free, I'm going to gift 10 memberships tonight. I'm breaking my bank, but I don't care. It's for a month, so it's good. So a lot of people are saying, please, me. Let me know if you're new in the chat, first time joining Crime Time with DutyRon. And then as soon as we do this, we're going to jump into the second piece of media. This second piece is really good. And Candace talks a little bit more about the case. She doesn't, give up pertinent information, but she definitely does talk a little bit more. Sharon says she'd love to become a member. Joe Dirt says yes. Me. Spoiled wife, very kind of you. Thank you. And listen, everybody and anybody can do this. Josh is going to highlight some important information. He said, or they can click the gift icon that's pinned at the top of the chat after someone purchases gifts or memberships. Yeah, I'm under the understanding that you have to, you kind of have to have that enabled. So Josh knows about this stuff. Josh is a smarty pants when it comes to this. So let me get my video up here. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, here I am. Let me make sure it's paused. Okay, I got it, guys. Who's ready for 10 memberships? Who's it going to be? You have to subscribe. You have to give a thumbs up. Let's make sure that the thumbs up, there's only 298 thumbs up, and there's over 700 people here. At least that's what I see on my screen. Could everyone please give the thumbs up? It's free. It costs nothing. Let's get those thumbs up. It's a little bit off when it comes to, there's only 318 thumbs up, 336. I see a lot of people going and doing the thumbs up. Thank you. Let's even the score out, and then we'll get back to Dylan Rounds right after this. Thank you, Sherilyn Schofner. Thank you for the thumbs up. Robert Vogel's here. Jennifer Nobles sends in, ooh, what was that? On StreamYard, that those chats don't come up. Jennifer Nobles, member for 16 months, DutyRon Platinum. Thank you, Jen. You and your members are very generous for sending out free memberships. I love the love on your channel, DutyRon. Positivity is amazing. Jen, you're a part of it. You're a part of it, my friend. Thank you for the thumbs up. They're going up. 400. I'm going to wait till they get to 500. There's 409 there now. It's going up rapidly. And as soon as we hit that 500, I'm going to gift 10 free 1-month memberships to everybody, courtesy of Ed Wallace and DutyRon. We're almost there. 413. So I'm going to take a sip of my water. Thank you to everyone who is joining. Joe Dirt, he couldn't stand it. He couldn't wait. Joe Dirt couldn't wait for the free membership. He's like, screw it. I'm going to become a member. Thank you, Joe. I love it. Look at the picture. It's Joe Dirt. Thank you. Thank you. We're at 440. Only 60 more thumbs up and we're ready to go. 60 more thumbs up and we're ready to go. Miss Alma, thank you for joining. Jeffrey is here. Thank you for the thumbs up. We're close to it. 442, 445. Let's do it. Someone's making notice to the ice. Hold on a second. What does that say? That water looked icy. Yeah, I just took it out of the fridge. So, yeah. It's cold. We're getting there, guys. 462 likes. We're getting there, guys. If you can, please hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. It is free to hit that red button, subscribe. It's all good. And as soon as we hit that 500 thumbs up mark, we're getting there. Thank you, ladies and gents. We're going to have 10 free memberships. And Joe Dirt, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. I want to show you something that somebody sent me. And the person who sent this to me didn't tell me who they were. So they made this collage of pictures of my family. And they took it off my social media. But look, they included Oscar here. They included my dog. This is me and my wife and my kids. Isn't that nice? But I don't know who to thank who did this. So thank you to whoever did that. It was so nice. I'm proudly displaying it in the background there. All right, 494. I'm getting so excited. 5 more thumbs up. 5 more thumbs up and we're ready to go. 495. We're close. Jamie Johnson, a member for 7 months on the bronze. She says, exit chat to hit the like button. She's given. All right, here we go. There it is. We hit 500. All right, let's do it. Who's going to get the 10 free memberships? And now YouTube does it randomly. So it's almost like a luck of the draw. If you want that free membership, put in the chat me. Just spell it out, me. Here we go. Memberships. I'm gifting. I'm going to gift 20 memberships because you guys did so good. How about that? That's $100 that I'm going to spend. Instead of $49.99, I'm spending $99.80. Let's do 20. I'm excited. This is exciting. This is my way of giving back to you guys. So here we go. There's 20. I just completed the purchase. 20 people are going to have an opportunity to be free members for a month. There you go. Boom. It just did it. 20. I'm so curious to see who gets it. Here we go. Hold on. I got to stop it. Wow, that goes fast. Simplify got a free membership. Whiplash got a free membership. Shannon Bennett got a free membership. Wow, that's exciting. Tony 801 got a free membership from DutyRon. Nitty Needle was gifted a membership by DutyRon. Whiplash. Stacy Ann Miller was gifted a membership by DutyRon. Who else? Yeah, welcome to all the new members. So I've been on YouTube, Shannon, for about 3 years. About 3 years. For those of you who have received free memberships, and there's now over 100 that I've gifted away over time now, let me know in the chat down below if you received a free membership. And congratulations to all the folks who just got those free memberships. 20 free memberships. So I love it. I'm just so pissed that YouTube took this long to do this. All right, let's check the second. Let's check out the second video on Dylan Rounds. So let me cue it up, because you know me, I'm challenged when it comes to media. So let's cue it up and let's rock and roll. All right, here we go. Welcome to all the new members. Montana Mama, thank you for the $10 super chat. Appreciate that. Thank you, Montana Mama. Appreciate the super chat. All right, here we go. Congratulations to the 20 members.
We begin tonight with new information in the ongoing search for a Box Elder County teenager. We've learned about a second person of interest in the case.
Yeah, this comes just 24 hours after we first reported a suspect had been named in Dylan Rounds' disappearance. News specialist Matt Rascone joins us live right now with more from investigators and from Dylan's family. Matt?
Yeah, Mike and Deanie, from the start, Dylan Rounds' family has said that he did not just walk away from his farm. Last month, the sheriff's office announced it was a criminal investigation. Today, that investigation led them to a family friend who's now a suspect.
The focus of the family has been just finding Dylan.
Nearly 6 weeks into the search,
We beat that desert to death.
still no sign
I
of
played this already. What am I? I'm starting to get. I'm getting old. All right, here it is. Sorry about that. This is
show what kind of person Brenner is.
At least I caught it.
And what, for every person, there's the man named as a.
All right, I'm sorry about that, guys. We played that already. So this is the second one. This one has a little bit of different information. So let's let it roll. I apologize.
And the man named as a suspect in the disappearance of 19-year-old Dylan Rounds was in court today. James Brenner's appearance didn't have anything to do with the teen's disappearance, though. But prosecutors took the opportunity to show what kind of person Brenner is, and what, for every person, there's a family, and for them, that search continues. Here's ABC4's Marcos Ortiz with tonight's Missing in Utah.
There was no mention of James Brenner being a suspect in the disappearance of Dylan Rounds. He appeared shackled, said very little except not guilty to the firearms violations, but prosecutors say this man is dangerous.
He was either squatting on Dylan's property or the property adjacent to Dylan's, and he had no right to be there.
So that's the face of evil right there. And there's some people who are comparing old pictures and mugshots of someone who with a similar name. I don't believe it's him. I asked Candace if that was him. I put them side by side to her, and she said no. So those pictures that are circulating of that were from earlier on in the past, as per Dylan's mom, that those aren't this guy. So I know on Facebook those photos are circulating where there was a younger, rounder faced man that was younger, that people are putting out there, and she said that that's not him. So let's let this roll.
According to Dylan Rounds' mother, James Brenner often.
And he had no right to his property or the property adjacent to Dylan. He was either squatting on Dylan's property or
I believe this is the prosecutor that's talking right now.
Or the property adjacent to Dylan's, and he had no right to be there.
According to Dylan Rounds' mother, James Brenner often helped her son at his farm. In fact, she said Dylan's boots were found near where Brenner was staying on her son's property. He's now the main suspect in Dylan's disappearance, and there's a $100,000 reward offered for Dylan's whereabouts. But his mother says no one's come forward, and that speaks volumes.
If you offer somebody $100,000, because we've gotten nothing.
So the key may be to break Brenner down.
Correct.
He has the answers.
He has the answers.
Brenner appeared in federal court where he's facing firearms violations. He's a convicted felon with a violent past, according to federal prosecutors.
Oh, he has a lengthy history of violence. He likes to shoot at people. He has a history of shooting at people.
So there's the federal prosecutor talking right there, the deputy U.S. attorney. Sherilyn, I'm aware of that. Check this out. In my first video that I did with Dylan's mom, Candace, she said that that James Brenner had her son's hat on when they came back and when they were there at the farm and they saw him. So that was, if you go back to my first video, you could see her talking about that. But I don't know if that actually is the hat. You know, there are more than one of those hats. So, but that was something that stood out to me and Ed Wallace. And if you want to see that, I will link that video here in the description of this video, and you can go and hear her say it for herself. She basically said that when they came back to look for their son around the farm, this guy came out of the woodwork and he was wearing Dylan's hat. And we questioned that. Even Ed was like, what the hell? What is that? He was like,
oh, hell no.
But yeah, that's what she said. All right, let's listen to what he's got to say.
And despite the fact,
according to federal prosecutors,
oh, he has a lengthy history of violence. He likes to shoot at people. He has a history of shooting at people.
He has a history of shooting at people. I think it's pretty safe to say that this guy, James Brenner, is going to wind up getting charged with the disappearance of Dylan Rounds. And it's not going to be a disappearance when he gets charged. It's going to be the murder charges of Dylan Rounds. And I can say that with extreme conviction here because look at what's happening. Take a look at what's happening here. Carlos, the deputy U.S. attorney, is now talking about this guy. And I'll back it up a little bit more for you guys so you can hear him talk about this guy's past history. And we have a kid who just vanished out of nowhere. He didn't just vanish.
Appeared in federal court where he's facing firearms violations. He's a convicted felon with a violent past, according to federal prosecutors.
Oh, he has a lengthy history of violence. He likes to shoot at people. He has a history of shooting at people. And despite the fact of being convicted of those offenses, he continues to carry firearms.
The prosecutor claimed he served time for attempted murder and failed to appear in Box Elder court for allegedly beating up a man last year. After hearing of his criminal past, Dylan's mother is even more convinced Brenner isn't just a suspect.
I think he snapped. Especially hearing more of what I hear in court.
James Brenner was taken back into custody. His bail was denied. He's currently being housed in the Weber County.
Can you imagine his court-appointed attorney, his legal aid, asked for bail? Can you imagine? Where's Joe Murray when we need him? Can you imagine? His attorney asked for bail. What? Come on now. These criminal defense attorneys, man.
Here, after hearing of his criminal past, Dylan's mother is even more convinced Brenner isn't just a suspect.
I think he snapped. Especially hearing more of what I hear in court.
James Brenner was taken back into custody. His bail was denied. He's currently being housed in the Weber County Jail. He'll be back in court Monday in Box Elder County, where he faces more gun violations. For Missing in Utah, Marcus Ortiz.
Prosecutors.
Oh, he
arms violations.
He has the answers.
He has the answers.
Brenner appeared in federal court where he's facing firearms violations. He's a convicted felon with a violent past, according to federal prosecutors.
Oh, he has a lengthy history of violence. He likes to shoot at people. He has a history of shooting at people.
Prosecutors.
Oh, he has a lengthy history of violence. He likes to shoot at people. He has a history of shooting at people. Oh, he has a lengthy history of violence. He likes to shoot at people. He has a history of shooting at people.
That's a federal prosecutor talking like that. I don't know, man. You know, I wasn't born yesterday, and I do have some experience at this. I think charges are forthcoming. There's no rush to come forward with these charges, but James Brenner is getting charged.
And
felon with a violent past, according to federal prosecutors.
he has a lengthy history of violence. He likes to shoot at people. He has a history of shooting at people. And despite the fact of being convicted of those offenses, he continues to carry firearms.
The prosecutor claimed he served.
Think about it, right? So Sarah Jane said, why is this James guy allowed to walk around free? If Dylan Rounds didn't go missing, this guy, you're right, Sarah Jane. Let me come back on screen. Sarah Jane, you are right. There's hundreds, perhaps thousands of these assholes and scumbags walking around the United States. But the only reason he's locked down now is because a 19-year-old kid is missing under suspicious circumstances and presumed dead. But had that not happened, James Brenner and all of these shitheads, Chase Venstra, and all of these shitheads would be running around free. It's only because something happened. How many of these jagaloons are walking around amongst us and every day, wherever we go? That's why I carry my gun everywhere I go with me, because I could legally carry it for my own protection and my family's protection, because I know that these shitheads are out there. The law is not perfect. Criminal justice system is far from perfect. So.
Lengthy history of violence. He likes to shoot at.
According to federal prosecutors.
He has a lengthy history of violence. He likes to shoot at people. He has a history of shooting at people. And despite the fact of being convicted of those offenses, he continues to carry firearms.
The prosecutor claimed he served time for attempted murder and failed to appear in Box Elder court for allegedly beating up a man last year. After hearing of his criminal past, Dylan's mother is even more convinced Brenner isn't just a suspect.
I think he snapped. Especially hearing more of what I hear in court.
James Brenner was taken back into custody. His bail was denied. He's currently being housed in the Weber County Jail. He'll be back in court Monday in Box Elder County, where he faces more gun violations. For Missing in Utah, Marcus Ortiz.
This guy, Marcus Ortiz, is on the ball. There's no question about that. Teresa, thank you for being a member for 2 months. I hope they find him. My heart breaks for the family. Amen to that. I hope they do find him. Dylan Rounds needs to be brought home for the family. Chase Venstra is, according to Dylan's mom, the shoeless, bloodied guy that he had the encounter with on the road, I believe. And now he's locked up himself. He's in, I believe, Davis County on federal gun charges, similar to James Brenner. Similar charges to James Brenner, and in addition to that, like some kind of stalking charge or some shit like that. So this Chase Venstra, I'm sure, is going to wind up being a co-conspirator with James Brenner, and there may be more. There may be more. We may hear of more, you know? So it is what it is. Teresa's jumping in with a $5 super chat. And she said, I'd love to discuss the case about Gabriel Johnson and his mother, Elizabeth Johnson. I mean, the title of this stream is the Dylan Rounds. But send me a message on DutyRon.com and, you know, we could talk about it over. All right, so again, we gifted out 20 memberships tonight. That was awesome. It gives me great happiness to do that. I really love to do that for you guys. I need to get a Jagaloon t-shirt says, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Here we go. I have to say this. When I highlight oh, hell no's comment, I have to do this.
Oh, hell no.
I like having fun every once in a while. I don't get a chance to do this that often, you know? It is fun to do. Jolene, a member for 4 months, says, at DutyRon, you give so much. I learned so much from you and Ed Wallace. I am so much more aware because of you guys and your guests. That's awesome. Love that comment. I don't see those comments in my StreamYard, so I can't highlight them. But I trust me, I would love to highlight that because that's an awesome comment. Joe Dirt says, "Do you know where the parole officers were? I doubt that they were even reporting to them." Yeah, Joe, that's for a whole nother live stream, right? The failures of the system, letting these jagaloons run away, do whatever they're going to do, and brings me to my next point. Jagaloon Lane. Thank you, courtesy of Matt Sully. This sign, the DutyRon sign, and this patch were all purchased by Matty Boy Sully. So thank you for that, Matt. Karen Hensley comes in with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much for your support. The support that we get here through channel members, Patreon supporters, and folks who watch videos. Don't forget, I know that a lot of you guys are on fixed budgets and you can't give super chats, and you feel like you send me messages and say, I'm sorry, DutyRon, I can't give. Don't ever be sorry, because just by subscribing and by leaving comments down below and by watching videos and letting the ads play, you can contribute to this community. Just by watching a video and letting the ads run and watching the full video, you are contributing. So thank you. Thank you to all of you who can't reach into your pocketbooks or your wallets, but just by watching, subscribing, engaging, leaving comments, letting little ads play for 30 seconds and then clicking them off or whatever you do with them, that's a part of helping out in this community. So there's Matty Boy Sully. He's the one who bought this, No, felons have really, they write off a lot of their rights. But I think in Utah, the black powder, but not the black powder, they can't have guns. So they can have this black powder, but it's so silly. I mean, I would say a black powder gun they should not be able to have those. But I read a couple of different things. I read that they can and that they can't. So I have never gotten clarity on that. But they shouldn't. No felon should be able to have any type of gun, not even a freaking cap gun. They shouldn't even be allowed to have a BB gun, in my eyes. But that's just me. So Deb says, "I'm so broke right now, I can't afford to drive across the street." But you can be on the internet, right? You can have a smartphone or get an internet connection, which is good. And just by watching the videos and letting the ads run and subscribing and giving a thumbs up and maybe leaving a comment, you're contributing. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Let me say hello to a few people. Let me know where you're watching. If you're new, say new in the chat. If you are new, first time watching the videos, just put new in the chat. I'd love to say hello to the new people. And if you're from outside the United States or anywhere within, let me know where you're watching. Let's do a quick roll call and we'll wrap it up. 48 minutes. I don't want to go past an hour. Free Society says, "You're a good you got a good pension, though. All mass shootings by kids are MK Ultra controlled." Wow. Come on, Free Society.
Oh, hell no.
Southwest Tennessee is here. Texas, Arizona, Wisconsin, Detroit, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia. Virginia's for lovers. Wisconsin, the cheese state. Hello from New Mexico. Bluebird is new. Bluebird, thank you for subscribing. See the little red button on Bluebird's thing? That shows that Bluebird has subscribed. Like Cherry Hill, New Mexico, she or he is subscribed. Deb is subscribed. All of these red folks are subscribed. Awesome. I love it. I don't see anybody without red there. That's amazing. Excellent, folks. Thank you. Thank you. Ontario, Canada is in the house. Great to see everybody. Black Rose is from California. She's old. Wait, you mean old on the channel? You're not old. You're a young lady. Navy vet for the broken. Sorry, DutyRon, must run. Falling asleep. Good night. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I'm glad I put you to sleep. I know it's late, so I got to get to go. I got to go to bed too. I got to drive to Pennsylvania tomorrow. I'm hitting the road. I'm going out to Pennsylvania to see my niece. Hello from Missouri. Thank you for joining. All right, who wants to do 5 more free memberships? Who would be interested in that? Should we do 5 more? And since I gifted 20 or whatever I did, should I just be Santa Claus here tonight and do a couple more? Let me know what you think. Let me see where we're at. Be Santa Claus here tonight and do a couple more. I gotta mute that. Let me know what you think. So everyone's saying, of course. Why not do 5 more, right? We're 673 likes. Everyone that's in here, hit that like button. When we get to 800, I will gift 5 more free 30-day channel memberships. It's going up. We're close to 700 already. Everybody that's just jumping in, hit the thumbs up. Let's get it up to 800, and then we will gift 5 more. We can do 5 more. We can do 5 more.
Oh, gnarly! Bueller.
We're going to do 5 more, Bueller. We got to wait. They're at 715 right now. Come on, Bueller. Let's do it.
Bueller.
722. As soon as we hit 800, I'm going to gift 5 more. 5 more. And if anybody wants to feel misty and gift while we're waiting, you could do up 5. Let me see how much that costs. Hold on. Membership gifting. It's $24.95. Anybody want to do 5 memberships while we wait till we hit that 800? And if someone does, then I'll do 10. If someone gives 5, I'll do 10. How about that? We got 736 thumbs up. We're waiting for that 800. So let's see if anybody bites on that, because that would be a way to get more. So if somebody gives 5, I'll gift 10. Let's see. Thank you, Shadow. Thank you. All right. Well, it's okay. I can do. We only need 60 more thumbs up, and then I will gift 5 more. If you're new and just joining, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, exit out of the chat, and go hit the like button. Lake Lizard says, I'm old. I'm from Missouri. Welcome. Hello, Dr. Ed and Julie. Good to see you. Robert Vogel's here. That's Princess Michelle's better half. I hope she's not here, because then I'll have to say she is the better half. Rob, you know how that goes. 762 thumbs up. We're just 40, a little bit shy of 40. Black Rose, welcome to all the members. Black Rose sending in. I don't know why the highlighted posts, I can't post them on my StreamYard. That's weird. Oh, there she is too. Look at that, one after the other. Princess Michelle is the better half. I got busted.
Oh, hell no.
That's Princess Michelle for me. It's like DutyRon. All right. So we're close to the 800. We got 20 more. Oh, actually 30 more thumbs up. We might not hit it. We might not be able to do this. Let's go to a commercial break. I think I have one more video I could play right here. This was from last night. This is from last night.
Now on the search for missing Utah teen Dylan Rounds. His family is asking for people to stop additional public searches for him at this time. In a statement released through the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office and the Sheriff's Office in Elko County, Nevada, the family is requesting everyone to allow law enforcement to continue their organized investigation without any interference in order to avoid jeopardizing the investigation. Dylan has been missing for over a month now. If you know anything, you're asked to give dispatchers a call.
Again, a lot of people got upset over that, and they thought, well, why don't they want anybody to search? Well, the law enforcement doesn't want people to search because they're getting close, and they don't need it. They don't need people to search. In the beginning, we had EquiSearch doing the drone searches out there. Remember, there was the Idaho Search and Rescue group, the volunteer group. They had dogs, they had horseback, they had foot searchers, and there was tons and tons of people out there searching. But once they say pump the brakes on the searching, that means that the puzzle's getting close to getting solved. So it is what it is. Let me just see what I got going on here. If we're close, because I love to give stuff away. I really do. I love to do it. Let's see, 805. So we're there. Let's do it. Who is going to get 5 memberships? 5 memberships. This is exciting. I hope it goes to 5 people who really, really earned it. All right. Let's do it. 5. I wish somebody would have done 5 because I would have did 10. But here we go. Ready? Who wants it? Put a me in the chat if you want it. Put me. Here we go. I did it. I did it. Let's see who gets it. Okay. Hold on. Peppermint Smoosha was gifted a membership by DutyRon. Who else? Denise. She got it. Yay. Denise. She got she's got a membership. She was asking for it. Grandma Cherry was gifted a membership by DutyRon. Hunt for Justice was gifted a membership by DutyRon, and Chantel Penton. So those are the 5 right there. Yay. Awesome. I love it. I love it. All right. I think that concludes the show. 58 minutes. I wanted to end it before an hour. Hey, listen, guys, let's get around all of these missing person cases and help the families, the victims, their families. Let's not bash them. Let's not knock them down. Let's do the right thing and be good human beings. Let's all be good human beings. Remember, your words have consequences. Your words can be hurtful. These are people who are going through the worst nightmare of their lives. They don't need to be kicked while they're down. They need to be uplifted. So if you want to be a part of a good community that uplifts people, subscribe to Crime Time with DutyRon. Subscribe to the good ones like Profiling Evil, Police Off the Cuff. Those are just a few, to name a few, that do the right thing and are good people. Mike King, my friend Bill Cannon, and Detective Phil, they are not trying to hurt people. They're trying to help people. Mike King is a good man. So those are some channels that I could recommend that cover crime cases and that are doing the right thing. So as I like to always end all of these, God bless the world. God bless the United States of America. God bless each and every one of us here in the chat, but especially all victims of crime and their families. They need us now more than ever. Let's send them strength, prayers, and positive vibes. The folks from Illinois, July 4th, Highland Park, those people need us too. Just a horrible situation going on over there. Let's support them, send them strength, prayers, and positive vibes. To all the new members and all the new people here, I love you. all the old and all the people in between, and my moderators, the replay viewers, thank you, thank you, thank you, from the bottom of my heart. Love and respect from Crime Time with DutyRon. Good night. God bless.